How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. And thanks
Good, good
for
to hear.
in this meeting today. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you. Always happy to meet and talk through, what you're looking for, anything we can do to help. So happy to
Perfect.
talk with you as much as you'll have me. So
Wonderful. Quick question. Am I
sure,
able to have access to this recorded session to share with my colleagues?
absolutely. Yep,
Perfect.
we will record it. We'll also can put together a document with timestamps showing different
Okay.
sections where they can just jump to whatever they're interested
Perfect.
in.
That's
So
wonderful.
should have that to you within a day or so of completing.
Okay.
But
Great. Thank you.
all right, yeah, no problem. I guess just to start things off, do you want to give me a little bit of background about your publication?
Sure. Yeah. We are the last independent newspaper on the Olympic Peninsula, started
Oh,
back in
wow.
1889. And yeah, privately owned, great team of around 13, 14 people. Yeah, small, tight knit group, and we care very deeply about this newspaper and
Great.
are looking at alternatives to our current CMS due to some issues that we've encountered.
Okay. Would you be comfortable like going into detail about those issues just to see if there's anything
Sure.
specific I can highlight?
Yeah, I can summarize it a bit.
Sure.
So we're experiencing very, very long, I wouldn't say long. So we are not getting excellent follow through in terms of support
Gotcha.
tickets that we are sending. We've just done a change to a new circulation software. We launched it last week officially and started managing subscribers through that software. I
Hmm.
reached out to our contact at Creative Circle, and back in May, that initial contact was made. And then
Hmm.
several follow-up emails due to no response. And
Wow.
come the week of launch, we're having to send just a traditional support ticket now to integrate that software to our website for better user experience. They
Gotcha.
were 100% managing our paywall, and we saw significant delays in compensation of those transactions that they were responsible for
Oh,
processing as far as 4 months.
wow.
So we wanted to take control of the paywall. We wanted to
Hmm.
be able to give our subscribers access to their subscriber account to make changes to, you know, see what we see, essentially. We
Sure.
we we wanted to give them more control of their accounts.
Yeah, absolutely. That all makes sense. Totally understand why you'd be looking around to solve that issue. But
Yes, yes.
I know you
And I
said you
think
just switched. Sorry, go ahead.
sorry. I think if we had some more direct contact with our in the person that we're told to contact over at Creative
Hmm.
Circle, more of a proactive response time, like a response at all is ideal.
Right.
I think if we could just partner together rather than feel like a nagging, customer, it would be a better relationship. But
Absolutely.
unfortunately, I think we're growing and they're not growing with us.
That makes sense. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
glad to hear you're growing. That's a very good sign.
Right. Yeah, no, we're pleased. We've had a it's been great. We've
Good.
enhanced our team has gotten bigger, the services that we offer have gotten better. So yeah, we're thrilled.
That's excellent. Just to circle back a little bit, you said you switched to a new circulation system. Is that
Yes.
for managing print subscribers as well?
Yes. We can
Uh,
manage print and digital subscribers.
who are you using for the print circulation management?
SimpleCirc,
Okay,
are you
excellent.
familiar with them?
I am. So we only have direct integration with a couple different print circulation software companies because they can be, like you said, a little difficult to collaborate with. But
Yeah.
SimpleCirc is one of the two that we can plug directly into. So
Wonderful. I love that.
that's great to hear. I'm very
Yeah.
glad that that connection can be made.
Yes. Yes.
Anything else that you want to highlight that are maybe pain points or anything specifically you want to make sure that we can do before we kind of dive into things?
Sure. I mean, without the editorial team being present for this conversation, I mean, I can
Sure.
try my best to summarize some of the needs they have. They publish stories on the website the
Hmm.
day prior, not publish, but they add them to the back end of our current CMS
Mhm.
and schedule them to go live the
Mhm.
day of publication. It's pretty easy. It's easy, but it looks like a lot, and it's difficult to understand as if you're new, right? Like, and scheduled trainings with our current CMS has been difficult. They are not making those appointments. So we're just chugging along and trying to teach new staff the best we can. There are some features even I don't know how to use.
Okay.
We would like to utilize a blast email to not just all our subscribers, but every user who has visited the site, and that has been difficult to accomplish. It's yeah. So there are features that the back end I think would like to take advantage of that we currently are using, like the
Okay.
publication the day before.
Sure. We can do all that, so that shouldn't be an issue. In terms of training, we offer training for as many team members as you have, as often as they need it. So if anyone needs a
Perfect.
refresher, like all they've got to do is get in touch. We'll set something up usually within a day or two, as long as
Love that.
schedules line up. But
Hmm.
we also have a link where you can schedule directly, so you can see our availability calendar
Oh,
and
okay.
just stick something on our calendar
Perfect.
like you did with this meeting. So
Yes, I love that.
that is always going to be available to you as well. But
Wonderful.
yeah, I guess we can just jump straight into things.
There was
Did
one
you?
other question.
Yeah.
I noticed when I received the demo of our
Mhm.
site integrated with what you sent me, there were some, it looked like kind of spammy ads. We don't typically include those on our
Right.
site, just the paid advertisers. Was that just for,
That's just
um,
placeholder.
oh, good.
Yeah.
Got it. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
These are just demo ads that we have up there to fill ad spaces.
Got it.
You can use an ad network, but you're by no means required to. If you want to avoid
Okay.
that, then that's perfectly fine.
We
Yep.
do. Yep. We do.
Yep.
Just our local
No problem there.
advertisers.
Totally understand that.
Perfect. Okay.
So
That
yeah.
was it. That's all I had.
Okay. Great. So I'll just jump right in. I've already got kind of a quote form started, just looking at what I could see your current site was using. But
Okay.
I like to kind of use this to direct the demo so that, we can talk through what's available. If you want to see anything in action as I'm kind of explaining it, just let me know and I'll pop over to the demo site and we can dig into that in the back end. But yeah, first line we've
Perfect.
got here is the platform itself. That includes, the full website, the ability to post articles, which will have, scheduling. You can activate a comment section. You can use photo galleries, submission forms, polls. All that's included in the baseline website. So
Very
this is the
cool.
only thing that's required. Anything under this is pretty much a la carte. So if you want to kind of try out different features for a month or two, decide you don't
Mhm.
like them, you're not locked into anything long term. So
Okay,
there is that. Additional publications is for publishing groups when they're hosting multiple papers on one website. So
got
might
it.
not necessarily apply to most people, but we've got it there as an option. Digital subscriptions, like you said, this will allow people to subscribe online. It's your paywall management system. They can do transactions direct on the website. However, we don't manage any of the processing, so you won't have any delays in getting that money when subscribers actually subscribe. We do ask that you set up like a Stripe account, preferably. That's the one that tends to work best, has the best general rates and most flexibility.
We
But
currently use authorize.net
okay,
directly through our SimpleCirc subscription.
gotcha.
So
Okay,
the
that's right.
order page would be through
Yep.
SimpleCirc.
Right. Authorize. Thank you for pointing that out. Yeah, authorize does need to be used for Simple Circ. So we integrate with authorize, obviously, because we've got the Simple
Perfect.
Circ integration. So
Yes.
yep. All that's going to go straight to you. You'll have direct control over your subscriber list. You can see all that. You can give your subscribers whatever level of access you want. You can
Okay.
set the paywall settings if you need help with that. Like I said, we'll always train you. We can always help you out if you need it, but we do want to give you as much control as you want over your site. So that is
Perfect.
definitely in your hands if you want it. Web ads, like you saw on the demo site, those are those ad spaces. The ads we've got on the demo are just there to show you what the spaces look like and to demonstrate
Okay.
how they work, but that's where your local ads will show up. It's just a matter of uploading them to the back end of the site, and then you tell the ad spaces which group of ads to display. So you
Okay.
can either have them rotating if you want to do like special rates for sharing an ad space, or if you want to do a static
Mhm.
ad for a certain rate, that's possible as well. With
Okay.
our ad system, it tracks clicks and views, so you can give the impression data to your advertisers so that they know how things are
Wonderful.
performing. You can also set up campaigns, so if an ad only runs between certain days, it'll automatically deactivate and stop showing after that time. So all that's
Okay.
available to you there. Reader resources. This is a bundle of a bunch of different things. This includes a classified section, an events calendar, a
Yes,
business
we
directory.
definitely used all of those things.
All right.
The
Yep. I
classified
noticed.
and calendar too. Yeah, big ones.
Yep.
Hmm.
So it's pretty self-explanatory. Like it's a classified section, it's an events calendar. You have some control over how they display. You can, include maps for the events and the classifieds if it's, location based. You can also
Very
take
cool.
direct submissions. So if someone submits an ad or a classified directly on the site, it'll automatically format for those sections, and you just
Nice.
assign someone to get an email notifying them that something's come in. They'll look it over for approval and they just click a button and it'll go live. So
Love that.
very hands off. You can also charge for these as well. So we'll just link them up to your authorized account so that you can collect
Okay.
payment from the form. Again,
Oh, I
that's going
love
directly
that.
to your account. Yep.
I love that. How we're currently using classifieds, they're filling out a
Mhm,
form that is sent to us. We build that ad in our advertising
mhm,
software, which is currently Pre-One or Smart Publisher.
mhm.
And I am required to send them a proof and a quote that they have to approve before it can be published. So, what I'm hearing is that they can see the cost before.
Yep.
Perfect. I love that so much.
Yep. Cuts down on a lot of back and forth for you. So that sounds
Yes.
like a very good fit. Newsletters, we do have direct newsletter integration on the back end of the website. So you can set up newsletters for subscribers to notify them of
Mhm.
things. You can also set up a sign up for just anyone if they want to know when stories go live. So, like
Okay.
if you want to do a news newsletter, a sports newsletter, events
What we would
newsletter.
hope to send out is our weekly e-edition
Hmm.
availability and any breaking news that
Sure.
happens between publication dates.
Yep. That's all possible. You can also automate these newsletters. So
Perfect.
if you want to just tell the newsletter, put in a thumbnail for the latest e-edition, send it out every Tuesday morning, then it'll just go from there. And if you need to make any
Wonderful.
tweaks, you can. But also with breaking news, the newsletter does give you the option when you're writing a story into the CMS in the back end. There will
Mhm.
be a button that says send out a newsletter blast with this
Oh,
story.
I love that.
Yep.
That's a feature that I think everybody will really appreciate.
Great. Yep.
Yeah.
Sounds good. So go ahead and factor that in here.
Okay.
E-edition, pretty straightforward. This is, your PDF e-edition
Mhm.
on the site. We've got our e-edition reader. Um, this also includes, the storage for all of your PDF archives.
That's a lot nicer than what we're currently using.
Oh, good to hear.
Mhm.
Another nice feature, if you're going to manually be uploading the stories, you have the ability to link them in your PDF to the web version, so it pops out in plain text.
Nice.
So again, this is something we can train you on, but it's really just a matter of once you upload the PDF, just drag and drop a box around each story, and then there'll be a pop-up asking which article to assign it to. And you just do that for the edition, and then people can read the plain text version. It's got these nice font
Oh, wow,
accessibility
yeah.
options.
Okay. Very cool.
So that is the e-edition. Now we're getting into more situational stuff. So this kind of depends on your workflows. I do like to mention
Mhm.
it just in case there's anything that would be helpful. But pre-press, CMS, and export to InDesign, very long name.
Okay.
I call it reverse publishing, but it's for
Got
digital
it.
first publishing. So if you're putting all your stories on the web before they go to print,
Mhm.
this gives you the ability to assign them to an edition date, which you can then export the stories for a whole edition as an XML file. import that into InDesign, and then it's just a matter of dragging and dropping the content into content boxes that you lay out for your
I
print
see.
edition.
Okay.
So,
That may be a feature they're interested in. Typically, we design the paper in-house
right.
before anything goes on the website.
That's how most places do it. I know a lot of them
Mhm,
are trying to shift to more digital first, so I like to mention it.
mhm.
But again, if it's something you want to think about and try out down the line, that's totally fine.
Okay. I mean, I'll leave the publisher to decide whether or not that's a
Sure.
feature they want to take advantage of. But yeah,
Yeah.
might be
I
helpful
can
down the
also
road.
send you a link with some videos kind of showing off how it works as well, if
Yes,
that'd be helpful.
please. Yes, please.
All right, just making a quick note. This element of the reverse publishing may be useful, the classified reverse publishing, if you are taking the majority of your classifieds online with the new system.
Mhm.
This would, again, allow you to tell the system, like, give me all the classifieds between these certain dates, and
Okay.
it'll give you an XML file that you can then drag and drop the classifieds into your print edition.
Yeah, that might be helpful down the road too. Currently, we are exporting the classified files to through X tags and into
Mhm.
InDesign, and then they're laid out by our designer in the back. So down the road,
Okay,
maybe something that would be helpful for just the
sure.
classifieds. Mhm.
Right. Yep. Sounds good there. Google Docs add-on. This is kind of depends on your staff's workflow. This is mainly just to link up Google Docs to the back end of the website so people can write a story in a Google Doc and then shoot it into the article editor for editing later and then publishing. So mainly just if you've got people that are more comfortable writing in Google Docs, this is useful. But
Yeah, that I'm not sure. I think they do use Google Docs in the back, but I need to confirm that with our editor and the rest
okay,
of the editorial team. But that might be helpful as well.
sure, yeah.
Mhm.
And again, I can send you some more information that we've got on that as well, if that would be
Yes,
helpful.
please. Yep, that would be super helpful. Thank you.
Right. iOS and Android app, pretty straightforward. Our apps are less flexible than our websites. The layout is pretty straightforward,
Mhm.
scrolling column, just because that's the most optimal way to display content on an app. But
And so we're currently using a mobile friendly version of the website for
yep.
folks. But if there is an interest in perhaps having a standalone app, that might be something they'll be interested in the back.
Okay. Yeah. Our sites are also mobile friendly. So you can see
Very cool.
it kind of snaps to the mobile view. So you
Yeah.
will still have that, but mainly publishers like the apps because it gives you the ability to turn on push notifications for readers.
Yeah, that is
But
a helpful feature.
yeah. But again, something you can think about down the line as well. No
Yeah.
need to do that immediately. Audio
Okay.
articles. This is a pretty neat feature. It'll convert the stories into, you know, automated audio that people can listen to either directly on the site. You can also access them through an audio article playlist page, which you'll
Oh,
have access
wow.
to.
Yeah.
So it'll display all of the recent stories. There's also an audio articles home, which organizes things by category. We can set up playlists of like most read stories in the last week as well.
Yeah, that's cool. That's definitely cool. I think some people may like that feature on, readers and users of
Definitely.
the site.
Yep. We've had a lot of publishers that have had a lot of success with it. Another thing I like to point out with audio articles is it gives you a really interesting advertising lane as well. You can sell ads directly on that playlist page. So if you want to have like audio articles sponsored by, this hearing aid company in town or something
Hmm.
like that. That
Hmm.
can be put there. We can also do audio ads. So if someone sends you ad copy of just like a couple sentences, there's a section in the back end of the site where you input that text. It'll convert that to audio just like it does with the article, and that'll play before every story that gets published after you turn that on.
Nice. Very cool.
Let's see.
Is
Then we've
there
got,
an
yeah,
option to add like a banner at the top of the paper or maybe just below the menu so that folks can see any breaking news stories that have been added?
absolutely. in our articles editor, let me get you in there real quick and I can show you. We actually just have a checkbox that you can toggle for breaking news,
Okay.
and that will create a ticker at the top of the screen that lasts for 24 hours that says, Main
That's
Street
cool.
flooded. Here
Yeah,
is
that's cool.
audio, our article editor, and yeah, right here, breaking story. So just check this, hit publish, that'll automatically turn on.
Nice. And so this is what the back end would look like if we were in the
Yeah.
office doing things. Okay. Very cool.
And this is one of two article editors. So this is our more classic standard text editor. I
Okay.
don't know what your team is more familiar with. I don't know what the Creative Circle backend looks like, but we have been kind of experimenting with internally and having a lot of
Hmm.
publishers use the WordPress block editor, which is
Okay.
a lot more visual. And the nice thing about your block editor here is, let me just grab some text and I can kind of show you what it looks like. So if I put in some text, it'll segment your paragraphs
Oh, wow.
into
Okay.
blocks so that if you want to, move this paragraph up a space,
Okay.
and, you can even do some simple formatting here. So let's say this is a quote, it'll then turn it into a little bit of a different text. I can also do, let me find where I put this. Got myself lost here.
It's okay.
Heading there. So heading formatting, and you can, shift that to like a H4. So
Okay.
there's a
And you can
lot of neat
preview
stuff you
what
can do
this
there.
would look like
Yep,
before it's scheduled to publish. Okay.
absolutely. And really, the thing I think that is the most useful with the block editor is when adding images to stories. So let's just pull an image from the media library here. Give it a second. This always hangs when you do a screen
Oh,
share.
wow. Those are all the photos we have on the
Yep.
site. That's cool.
And so this will allow you to kind of change the alignment really easily. You can wrap the text automatically, gives you a little more
Nice.
control over where that displays.
Very cool. That would be super helpful for like our obituary section.
Right. And the
Hmm.
nice thing with the block editor as well for something like obituaries is if you have a standard format of, you know, a heading and then text and then an image here, you can
Hmm.
actually group these blocks and save them into your system and title it like obituary layout. So
Okay.
then they would just need to go to this little plus bar, search for obituary layout, and it'll pop in all of those sections where they just need to
Nice.
add the text.
Nice. That's cool.
There's a lot you can do with the block editor. We've actually done a webinar series kind of digging deep into how it works. So
Yeah.
um
And so we have that feature
mhm,
currently on CMS, but it's a little it's more, how do I say it? It's too busy. Like there's just
gotcha.
it doesn't, the way I saw it on the screen when you were demonstrating it was that it's very clearly laid out like what you need to do
Right.
when doing it. But the back end of our current CMS is just
A
busy,
little
too
cluttered.
busy.
Yeah, sure. I get that. All right. Where were we? Social media auto post. Pretty
That's cool.
straightforward feature. Yep. This'll, just like the breaking news, it'll allow you to shoot a post directly to like your Facebook account.
Nice.
The thing I do like to caution here is, especially within the last few years, some of the social networks APIs have been a little finicky with staying connected to different plugins. So, particularly Twitter is not impossible to link up, but it's
Okay.
a little more of a procedure than linking up like Facebook and Instagram,
Got it.
but it is doable. But yeah,
Okay.
once you're linked up, you can send it directly from the article. You can also use a calendar to
Oh,
schedule
wow.
when posts go
Okay.
out. So if you don't want to like specifically tell it which story to go out when, if you want to just say publish a link to a story that we haven't shared to
Mm,
Facebook every
Will
day.
will it allow us to publish like a sneak peek the day before? Like not the whole article, but like
That
a
is an
snapshot?
interesting question. I don't necessarily know that it can post to unpublished stories. So you would need to publish the sneak peek version as an
Okay.
article first,
Got it. All right.
but I can definitely ask to see if that's a possibility.
Yeah, and I'm curious if if we did it the way you just said, like publish online before it goes to the social media, can
Hmm.
we make it only visible for social media and not visible to folks who visit the site?
That's
I know
another
that
interesting
sounds tricky,
question.
but folks
Yeah,
who visit the site regularly don't necessarily like they can count on seeing it on Wednesday. But for people we are
right.
prospecting, drawing them into the site, giving them sneak peeks is going to be an option that might be helpful down the road.
That is an interesting question. And I know for our paywall system, we have developed something that might be able to accomplish that. I want to say we called it our source based paywall.
Okay.
The way that publishers have used that in the past would be to like give Facebook readers extra views for the paywall meter. So
Hmm.
someone directly on the site will get 3 articles, but if they're coming from Facebook, you'd give them 5 articles.
Okay.
So that could maybe accomplish what you're looking for there. I'll ask
I
around, I'll
mean,
check with our engineer.
we don't currently have that feature. It's just kind of an idea.
Yeah,
Well, not an idea, but something that we might be looking for down the road to do. So if it's possible, we'd like to maybe toy around with that, explore how it would work, draw people into the
yeah.
site.
Essentially like giving early access to your
Right,
social
right.
readers.
Letting people
Yeah,
know that this is a big story and you'll get full
right.
access tomorrow, but
Yeah,
really appealing to folks who are not currently subscribed.
right.
Hmm.
No, that's definitely an interesting idea. I'll toss that to the team and see if we've got some
Yeah,
ideas for how that could work.
sure, no problem. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Lastly, we've got the circulation integration. So, like I said, this will plug directly into your SimpleCirc. It'll keep
Hmm.
your digital and your print subs in line so you don't have to manage any of those manually. Pretty
Okay.
straightforward there. I'm guessing that is something we do want to go with since you're currently using it.
Yes. And so 10% of ad revenue, I'm not, can you explain how that
Oh,
would
yeah,
work?
this is our ad network. So,
Got it.
yeah, if you're not using network ads, this isn't a factor.
Okay.
But
Okay.
yeah. All right. And then down here, we do have our extraction service, which sounds like your team's pretty comfortable putting content on the site themselves.
Hmm.
Um, if you did want us to be in charge of uploading your content, that is a service we offer, like we did with the prototype, where you would just send us the PDF and we split it apart, publish the individual articles, schedule them to go live when the
I
edition's
see.
live. So that is $2 a page per articles and then 50 cents per ad extracted. So is a possibility,
Okay.
especially if you've got like time where people can't get to it in time. We do offer
Right.
that. You don't need to be subscribed to that. We just ask that you give us a little notice if, you need an edition extracted when
Yeah.
we don't currently have it scheduled.
Okay.
Right. So yeah, right now, in terms of monthly cost, we're looking at 469.
Okay. Let's see. Can you tell me? I'm curious. I did see at the bottom where it says services static site. Can you
Oh,
explain that?
yeah, these 2 items are mainly for papers that are having financial troubles or that are looking to sell. So,
I see.
static site would be like a site you're not adding content to, so we just kind of put it in a holding pattern so people can still read the archives. It's still
Okay.
live if you're shopping it around. Cold storage is we keep everything, like, uploaded onto our server, we just take it off of, online access until the paper's
Okay.
ready to start back up.
Got it. Okay, because we have a tab in our current CMS that
Mhm.
that is called static content. I was just trying to make sure I didn't
Gotcha. Yeah,
misunderstand
no,
what that was.
this would be a different thing. Yep. All
Okay.
right. Anything in terms of the features that we haven't gone over or anything you want to see kind of a closer look at?
No, no, not so far.
Okay. Sounds
Mm,
good.
don't.
So last section I've got down here is the setup cost. So
Okay.
a newspaper website setup is a flat rate of $1,000. So that
Okay.
covers the site build and the launch process. All your training is always covered. You never have to pay for any of that. We'll walk you
Okay.
through every step of that process. Now, HTML archive transfer. So that is moving the content from your current website onto your new website.
Okay.
So we'll just need that data exported. We'll give you the formatting instructions for what we need. And
Okay.
if there are any kind of weird formatting issues that for some reason your current platform can't accommodate, it may be a little bit extra if our engineers need to write a custom script. I just like to be transparent and let people know that that is a possibility. But
Okay.
generally, the $500 covers the time it takes us to do that import.
Okay.
Same with the PDF archives, flat rate of $500. We'll let you know how those need to be formatted for import, but it's mostly just a matter of uploading the PDFs to our FTP, and then we can kind of bring them into the site.
Okay.
The circulation integration also does take some engineering time, so that would be another 500. But
Okay.
yeah, I think that's all of the setup costs associated with everything we've discussed. So
Okay.
that would be 2,500 for the setup. We do have the ability to break that up among a few months if that is an issue to pay upfront initially. So
Oh yeah, I'll leave
don't,
that to our publisher. He'll be able to
yeah,
answer that question. I'm not
right.
paying for it, thank God.
Gotcha.
All
But yeah,
right.
in terms of the setup process, we can usually have a new site live within 2 to 4 weeks. So
Okay.
doesn't take terribly long. Main factors that determine a timeline for launch are when we get archives, when we get access to your domain. So that's usually stored in something like GoDaddy. Again,
Yeah, we
we'll
yep.
give you instructions on how to give us access to that. And then
Okay.
training for your team just to make sure that everyone's comfortable with the new site before we fully turn it on. And
Got it.
also to make sure that the design's where we want it to be when we
Perfect.
get ready to activate
Okay.
everything.
Okay.
But yeah, that's about all I have. Any other questions? Anything you want to
So
go over?
there shouldn't be any downtime though during the transition, right? Like well, our current site as we're using it would still be accessible and we'll be able to use while you're and doing all the work on
Absolutely. During that two to
that.
4 weeks, yes. We do advise, especially after you send us the archives, we advise most publishers to double post. So post any stories uploaded after we get the archives to the prototype site and to your current site. That way it
Okay.
kind of eliminates whatever gap there is between the archive export. But
Okay.
in terms of downtime, it's usually just a couple hours on the day of. Sometimes that can take a little longer for the full
Okay.
transition, but yeah, it's not like a 2 to 4 weeks of downtime.
Got it. All right. Well, I'm excited about this.
I mean,
Can you show me how our website looks again I mean, I don't have the link in front of me on the front
sure.
end, how people would view it.
Let me get out of here.
And so that's how the back end looks.
Yeah, we
Not
can.
too not too much different from the current options we see on the back end.
Yeah, it's probably pretty consistent. And all of this in terms of the design and layout can be changed. I'll send you a link to our customer showcase,
Okay.
which, I mean, first we've got this map, which if you go to the drop down here, it'll show
Hmm.
you all of our sites by state and location.
Wow.
But
You
also
guys
we've
got a
got
lot of
some of our,
covers.
yeah, I think we're around 280, give or take.
Nice.
But here
When
you
did
can
you
see
guys
some of our
start up?
standouts. I think we're going on 30 years.
No
It's
kidding. All right.
it's between 25 and 30.
Okay. Have you had folks transition away from Creative Circle Media?
I believe we have, yes.
Okay.
I think I'm meeting with some next week actually that are looking. So,
Wow. Okay.
yep.
All right.
But yeah, here you can also see some of our like highlighted sites. The Daily Catch is one of our heaviest users, and we actually need to update the thumbnail. We just did a redesign for them, so this is definitely a different layout than the standard. But
Yeah.
any layout options you see our other websites using can be applied to your site. We can mix and match different elements. So if you like how the featured stories look here, but want, the e-edition to be larger like you see somewhere else, just
Okay.
let us know which sites you're looking at, which elements you want to copy, and we can
I
tweak things
am a
from
little
there.
curious about the calendar, how it would appear for the users.
Let me go to, I
That's
know,
one of our biggest, like folks are checking our calendar
sure,
regularly. Like,
absolutely.
So curious, there has been some talk by the editorial team on revamping how it appears on our site presently. I like the big the big calendar there on the right.
Hmm.
That's something that's not currently available on our
Okay.
front end.
We can also make this larger for the calendar page, or we can make it so this always appears in the sidebar, whatever page you're looking at. So
Okay.
those are both options. Let me just click into a day. Hopefully
And we
this is a
can
day with an event.
set up categories, right? Like arts
Yep,
and entertainment and okay.
absolutely.
Yeah,
So here's just
that
the
looks
events for
good.
a day. Go into one of the events and people can, upload images.
And so the calendar is another feature on our site that has a paywall. Not for everyone. Folks have the option to choose between the free version all the way up to gold and bronze or whatever. And there are different prices for each, and each have
Okay,
different features. Is that something we can also apply with
sure.
your setup? Cool. All right.
Yep, paywall, you can set up different levels of access, so that's not a problem.
Perfect.
Also, an interesting thing about the calendar that Signals uses is you could have free submissions and you can also do like charges for featured events. So if you want to
Yep.
have their events show up in the sidebar here, like you see with these
Yep.
banners,
And can folks make their own submissions?
yep,
Yeah.
it'll work just like the classified system. So they just
Okay.
fill out the form. You tell us what information needs to go in the calendar. We can create the form for you initially, set it up, and just like the classifieds, whoever's in charge of the events will get an email whenever someone submits. They look it over,
Okay.
they approve it, and it'll get published.
Wonderful. I love that.
Yep.
That's cool. Yeah, because the person who's currently doing the events is double working, I guess, on the calendar because they're also submitted
Gotcha.
to editorial to be included in
Okay.
print. So, yeah, copying and pasting all of the events to a doc that is then exported and sent to the
Yeah.
editorial team.
Yeah. There
Okay.
may be a way that you can export the events just like we can do
Without
with the
that.
classifieds. Yeah.
Very cool. All right. Well, that's cool. That's a neat feature.
Yeah.
It's a very
Anything
robust
else that we want to
calendar.
look at? It is.
I am curious about how the classifieds would appear on the front end.
Let me think of a good classified section here. I'm drawing a blank. Apologies.
That's all right.
We've got so many
That's all right.
websites, and I'm trying to think half the time I go to one. Let me see if the Daily Catch has one. 'Cause, yeah, it's going to be very similar to
Okay.
the calendar section. They use the same software,
I
so
see. Okay.
the only difference would be like with the classifieds, we'll foreground categories for those, obviously, because those are a little
Right.
more category
Oh yeah, we
based.
have a ton of categories, but
Right.
not every one of those categories are included each week. So
Right.
yeah. How they currently look on our website, I'm not crazy about it. They look a
Okay.
little sloppy and
Gotcha.
doesn't look like a ton of thought went into them.
Sure.
So, okay, that one
So
looks kind of
this
cool.
is pretty straightforward. Like this is a site that mostly does classifieds and they're fairly no nonsense about it, but this kind of shows you how it could look. And obviously
Okay,
we can have quite a few ads, very monetized, but
very
we've got a
cool.
drop down of different categories.
Can people respond to classifieds on our site, like directly reaching the submitter?
That is an interesting question that I'm not sure I immediately know the answer to. I know that you can put like a contact field, like if the classified
Like a
says,
hot link for an email or something.
yeah, a hot link for an
Got
email.
it.
Yeah. So
Okay,
that is a possibility. There is also, well, I was going to say we could turn on comments possibly, but those would go to your team rather than the submitter.
I see. Okay, okay,
But we can make hot links for emails, and I believe we can also hot link the phone number if they're on mobile, but I'll have to check on that.
okay. Yeah, no worries. Just curious.
Yeah,
Oh, cool. All right. Yeah, I think that's about it for my questions.
sure.
Um,
Well, I'm
but the
always
goal is
happy
to
to meet
try
with
and
you or anyone else. So if you think
yeah,
of anything down the line, we can always set up
I
another call.
I think that might end up happening actually,
Sure.
just in case somebody has questions after viewing the content that you send over to me, the video. Yeah, I think the hope is that we can keep our site looking as close to what it currently looks like as possible.
Okay.
But yeah,
That
I
shouldn't
like
be
it.
an issue. That looks very doable. So we can definitely replicate that.
Cool. I'm excited about this. It looks good on the
All
front
right.
end. The back end looks pretty user friendly. Yeah, I'm excited to send this over to our publisher and management
Great.
team.
I'm happy to hear that. I guess next steps, I will send you a copy of this quote
Okay,
um, along with our contract and payment forms, just so you have them on hand. Um,
perfect.
they do choose to move forward. We'll just need the contract filled out and the payment form, which includes a
Okay,
section for credit card or ACH. We just need one or the other. So
got
no
it.
need to do
Okay,
both. Yeah, when we receive that, we'll go ahead and bill for the setup fees, get started on the site. You'll get sent a welcome email, which includes instructions for DNS archives and a link to our setup form, which has
okay,
questions about, pricing for subscriptions, different subscription options. There's a place for you to upload, a file detailing that, classifieds, event pricing, that kind of stuff. All of
okay.
your site backend data, like your site description, that kind of thing. So that's all
All
in our
right,
setup form. We'll also set up a pre-launch meeting with you and anyone else on your team that's going to be involved in the launch process with
perfect.
myself and Vera, the head of our support team. So always like to bring in Vera as soon as that process starts. She's going to be your primary contact through the launch and with any questions about the site. But yeah,
Wonderful.
we should
All
be
right.
good to
Well,
go from
yeah.
there.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be too. I mean, there are a couple other places I requested demos from, but I don't think we'll put off following up with you longer than a week.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll make sure our publisher gets any questions he has to you, either
All
through
right.
me or directly. And
Yeah.
yeah, let's chat again here soon.
That sounds great. Well, I will get
All right.
this email to you later today. It'll probably be tomorrow morning, afternoon
That's
when we
fine.
get the video done, and I'll just send you a PDF with all of those timestamp links so that you can share
Perfect.
that around.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. I really
All
appreciate
right.
it, Tyler.
Thank you. I look forward to talking
Okay.
with you further and have a great day.
Likewise.
Bye.
Bye bye.